So today we're going to read the last time, The Seed in the Giant Saguaro, and this time I want you to focus on how all these animals helped this fruit turn into a cactus with all the seeds inside, okay? Okay. This is a giant saguaro. This is a fruit that grew on the giant saguaro. This is a pack rat that ran in a hurry and carried the fruit with a great deal of worry that grew on the giant saguaro. This is a snake that slid with no sound that trailed the pack rat that ran in a hurry, that carried the fruit with a great deal of worry that grew on the giant saguaro. So do you think maybe he's helping the cactuses grow because he's taking the seed everywhere and he's dropping little seeds as he goes? That's a possibility, right? This is a bird that raced on the ground, that chased a snake that slid with no sound, that trailed the pack rat that ran in a hurry and carried the fruit with a great deal of worry that grew on a giant saguaro. Is that maybe how all of these cactuses popped up? That a little mouse took a seed and started running around with it, and as he went, the fruit opened and all the little seeds sprinkled everywhere? That could happen. Here is a coyote that quickly dashed, that followed the bird, that raced on the ground, that chased the snake that slid with no sound, that trailed the pack rat that ran in a hurry and carried the fruit with a great deal of worry that grew on the giant saguaro. Look at how far he's ran. So I'm thinking that each time he runs, a couple of seeds pop out, and that's how all these different saguaro cactuses keep growing. These are the clouds that rumble and flash above the coyote that quickly dashed, that followed the bird that raced on the ground, that chased the snake that slid with no sound, that trailed the pack rat that ran in a hurry and carried the fruit with a great deal of worry that grew on the giant saguaro. This is a rain that tumbled down, that came from the clouds, that rumbled and flashed above the coyote that quickly dashed, that followed the bird that raced on the ground, that chased the snake that slid with no sound, that trailed the pack rat that ran in a hurry and carried the fruit with a great deal of worry that grew on the giant saguaro. Okay, so not only is the mouse over here, right here, taking the fruit everywhere, and so the seeds are dropping, but he's running around everywhere because the snake's chasing him, right? And as he's running, he's dropping seeds, and all these saguaros are going to start planting. But the way a plant grows is because rain comes down, right? And remember, in the desert, it doesn't rain a lot. So when it rains, all these cactuses have to drink a lot of water so they can save up, right? And that's how those little saguaro cactuses pop up. Because once it rains, it waters the seed that's in the ground and it starts to take root and it starts to grow, right? So look at, maybe that mouse has done it so many times that he grew all of those cactuses out there. That is pretty neat. This is the earth all moist and brown, soaked by the rain that tumbled down. Oh, sorry, let me move down a little bit so you can see. That poured from the clouds that rumbled and flashed above the coyote that quickly dashed, that followed the birds that raced on the ground, that chased the snake that slid with no sound, that trailed the pack rat that ran in a hurry and carried the fruit with a great deal of worry that grew on the giant saguaro. These are the seeds so black and tiny that sunk in the earth all moist and brown, soaked by the rain that tumbled down, that poured from the clouds that rumbled and flashed above the coyote that quickly dashed, that followed the bird that raced on the ground, that chased the snake that slid with no sound, that traveled the pack rat that ran in a hurry, and carried the fruit with a great deal of worry that grew on the giant saguaro. So look at it pops open, all these little seeds come out. And then the rain comes down and it soaks the earth. The seeds start to get water and they slowly root into the ground and then boom. This is a cactus, new and spiky. New and spiny. That grew from a seed so black and tiny because of a pack rat that stole the fruit that dropped the seed that slowly took root and grew to a giant saguaro. Okay, so today I want you to focus on what each animal did because each animal chasing each other had a reason for it. They were chasing the mouse, and the mouse was spreading the seeds because he was running around with the fruit that had all the seeds in it, right? And when he's done, it rains, and then the saguaro pops up. But they start off really tiny, right? All right, that's what you're going to write about today, guys, okay? So how the animals, each one, helped grow a saguaro cactus, okay? All right, kiddos, have a good day, okay? Bye.